Good morning, and thank you for tuning into the March 20th City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. My name is Dwayne Cherrick, and I am the Planning Section Chief for this operational period. We'll begin this morning with a review of our incident objectives. First, safeguard the community, including our residents, businesses, and visitors. Second, deter the spread of COVID-19 within our capabilities. Third, provide essential services to the community. And fourth, safeguard City of Janesville employees and preserve our city service power. We'll now hear from other members of the EOC leadership team, beginning with our Operations Section Chief, Cameron Nash.
Good morning, Cameron Nash, Operations Section Chief. The City EOC has moved to a Level 2 activation. Currently, each city department, division, and office is performing essential functions with sufficient staffing. End of brief.
Thank you, Cameron. Next, we'll hear from Situation Unit Leader Maggie Darr.
Thank you, Dwayne. Good morning. Maggie Darr, Situation Unit Leader for this event. The city continues to closely monitor our staffing levels as well as our inventories of personal protective equipment, or PPE, to ensure that we are keeping our employees safe and allowing them to continue to serve. I don't have many new updates to city services from previous briefs. Elections will be held as normal on Tuesday, April 7th. The Clerk Treasurer's office is very busy processing absentee ballots. We've heard some misinformation that the deadline to request an absentee ballot has passed, and that is not true. You can request an absentee ballot through April 2nd at 5 p.m. at myvote.wi.gov, and we would encourage you to do that sooner and later if you plan to. If you are interested in becoming a poll worker for this event, the Clerk Treasurer's office relies on those volunteers, so please contact the Clerk Treasurer's office. Hedberg Public Library is still closed, but they are offering free public Wi-Fi in close proximity to their facility using the password community from the hours of 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. We are also working on a plan to reduce non-essential city services as defined by this event. So please continue to follow our website and social media for the effects on city services. From a weather perspective, we've had rain, but we don't have any flooding concerns at this point. We have no critical infrastructure concerns at this point. Alliant Energy continues to provide emergency services, and we continue to be in close contact with our two hospitals here in town, make sure that they are adequately preparing and they are doing a great job, and we're confident in our hospitals here in town. Thank you. End of brief.
Thank you, Maggie. Next, we'll hear from Logistics Section Chief Mike Payne.
Good morning, Logistics Section Chief Mike Payne. Logistics continues to procure and distribute PPE to city staff in order to support and maintain safe city operations. End of brief.
Thank you, Mike. Next, we'll hear from Public Information Officer Elizabeth Huff.
Thank you, Dwayne. Elizabeth Huff, Public Information Officer for this incident. The city will continue to provide updates about city services, closures, and other community information on the city's website, via press release, email, on Facebook, and Twitter. Sign up for city press releases at the city's website/email lists. The city has created unique pages on their website regarding this incident. For CDC information, visit our website/COVID-19. For community support frequently asked questions, visit our website/COVID-19 FAQs. For economic development and business support information, visit growjanesville.com and click at the banner at the top of the page. And if you have any questions, please call the city's community support hotline daily from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 608-373-6027. End of brief.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Now we'll hear from Finance and Administration Section Chief Mandy Price.
Good morning, Mandy Price, Finance and Administration Section Chief. To date, the EOC response team has logged 1,077 hours, and we have captured expenditures of $58,680.15. End of brief.
Thank you, Mandy. Now we'll hear from Safety Officer Captain Tom Bruner.
Good morning, Tom Bruner, Safety Officer. Just a reminder to clean your hands. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after you've been in a public space or blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. If soap and water are not available, use a hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% of alcohol. Avoid close contact. Avoid close contact with sick people. Create space between yourself and other people, maintaining a 6-foot social distancing area. This is especially important for people that are high risk. Facilities and workspaces and residents should be thoroughly cleaned daily and as needed with approved cleaners. High-touch surface areas should be cleaned with a higher frequency. Thank you, and brief.
Thank you, Captain Bruner. Now we'll hear from our incident manager, former emergency management director for the state of Missouri and member of FEMA's Blue Response Team, Chief Rhodes.
Hey, good morning, City of Janesville. Happy Friday to everybody. Unfortunately, I have some disappointing news to report. As you may have seen on the news last night, that the Rock County has one confirmed case of the coronavirus. That being said, I just want to read the mission statement for the City of Janesville. Our mission is to innovatively provide effective municipal services that are responsive to the needs of residents, businesses, and visitors, and delivered in a reliable, efficient manner in order to sustain Janesville as a community of choice. This mission has not changed. We are committed to this mission. We are actively engaged in our Emergency Operations Center. We are watching things as they progress, and we have contingency plans to adjust accordingly to stick to our mission. Based on this confirmation and the news that the spread is continuing and it is in our community, it will continue to be in our community, as Captain Bruner said, please clean your homes, your spaces that you work, your businesses. Please stay home if you can. If you need assistance, a non-emergency assistance, call our community helpline. That's 608-373-6027. I realize we are all out of our habits, and that's difficult, and that may stress us out, but we need you to stay positive. This will pass, and we will get through it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Rhodes. Our last brief this morning will be provided by Janesville City Manager Mark Freitag.
Thank you, Dwayne, and good morning, City of Janesville employees and community members. A couple things to provide you some updates on. You heard a few minutes ago from our operations section chief that we're activating or moving our emergency operations center to level 2. That's certainly in response to the first confirmed case of COVID-19 in Rock County, and so we're taking that next step in our plan of how to increase our response efforts from a City of Janesville perspective. So with that move to level 2, that means there are some changes that will take place here in the City of Janesville. So first of all, I've reviewed, as I mentioned yesterday, a series of city services that we have deemed as non-essential, and so we will begin turning those off. And so I don't think that most residents will see any change, but just so that everybody knows, we are beginning to limit and reduce service levels. And the reason for that is simply to reduce the exposure to our city employees with the greater community. And that really falls to our third objective, and that is that we need to safeguard our city employees and preserve city service power. So those steps are being taken. And then with that, I think certainly the city workforce needs to be aware of, but for the greater community, you need to be aware that we are going to close customer service windows across city facilities. Those will all be in effect no later than Monday. But we will have one customer service window here on the first floor of City Hall, and that's through the Wall Street entrance. What is currently the city attorney HR office window, so it's inside of City Hall. But we want to make sure that we were able to interact with the public, but to still protect our city employees. And so customer service windows in the police department, at the water utility, and other locations around the city will be closed no later than Monday. And then if you need to have some kind of interaction with city employees, you can certainly call us. But if you need to come see us, we've got that one window here on the first floor of City Hall to do that. Now, that doesn't mean that the world is changing. As Chief Rhodes pointed out, City of Janesville essential services will continue. So, water, wastewater, certainly law enforcement and fire and emergency response, et cetera, will continue. And one thing that we have added in as a, if you will, essential service, may not sound essential, but we are Wisconsin's Park Place, and we want to make sure that the community has a place to go. We know that, people have been quarantined in their house, or at least isolating in their houses. We know that kids have been home from school, and so we would encourage you, in the coming days to take advantage of our 65 wonderful parks across the community. Get out, breathe some fresh air, enjoy the outdoors as the weather permits. But, more importantly, you can do that and you can maintain some level of social distancing. And so it's a place where you can get some exercise and get out of the house. So with that, we're prioritizing to make sure that we maintain the operation, service, upkeep, and maintenance of our city parks across the city. And so kind of on that theme, I would encourage folks, if you haven't been out to the Arboretum in years, or the outdoor lab as some people like to call it, I encourage you to take a visit out there, or to one of the other parks in the community this weekend. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend, some rain in the evenings, but daytime's supposed to be good, temperatures are favorable. And so if you've been cooped up in the house or at the workplace over the last several days, please get out and enjoy those wonderful parks that we have. The last thing I want to share with certainly the community, the city staff is well aware of this, but I am concerned about people who may not be, getting the right amount or the right amount of food or the right meals over the course of the day. And there are agencies out there, Janesville in its traditional form, standing up to help others in need. And so we have some meal options out there. So the question has come in, where can seniors get meals? And so Meals on Wheels will continue to operate, but Mercy Health's program currently is not taking on new clients. However, the Rock County Council on Aging has limited capacity available, so if you contact them at 608-757-5474 for more information for seniors to get meals. Where can I go to get a meal? So any member of the public, the Salvation Army is providing a lunch grab and go from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. The food pantry also will be open from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The door is locked, but simply knock, and they'll get you the things that you might need. And then lastly, where can kids get meals? So kids are certainly out of school, and a lot of our children rely on breakfast and lunch meals at the school. Those, in some cases, those may be the only meals that they're getting over the course of the day. And so the school district continues to run its program, and they've got meals can be picked up at Madison Elementary School, Wilson Elementary School, Van Buren Elementary School, Jefferson Elementary School, Edison Middle School, Marshall Middle School, and meals can also be picked up at the lower cafeteria area behind Craig High School and at the west side student entrance of Parker High School. So that information is pushed out by the city on our social media accounts, but frankly, in this day and age, there's no reason that anybody should go hungry in our community. There are lots of agencies and programs out there to provide meals, and we want to make sure that people have that information. And so to the city staff, thanks for all you're doing. You're doing a great job. It's been a busy week. I know a lot of people are tired. So this weekend, take that advice and get out to one of the parks and take a break, rest, recuperate, recover, and come back on Monday mornings ready to hit it hard again. To the community, I would just say, as Chief Rhodes said, it's here in the community. We're going to have to work through this, but we will endure. Janesville's a resilient community, and it's a community that takes care of its own, and so we're going to take care of each other. We'll get through this, and the city is here to lead the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for tuning into the community briefing this morning. This concludes our community briefing for March 20th.